All right, and welcome to an emergency breaking news podcast, an episode of Sparring Sessions. You probably didn't expect to see us in your YouTube or Spotify feed this early, but we're back. Big breaking news. But first, that's not Big Will right there. That is UFC Genie.
How's it
Will's
going, everyone?
busy. Genie, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. If you told me this morning when I woke up that Moicano would be in the main event, I would not believe it at all. But this is the world we're living in.
That is the world we're living in. Not to bury the lead, but you said it. Arman Tsarukyan out of the main event of UFC 311. Apparently, he injured his back last night, cutting the final few pounds. Got worse. They officially pulled out this morning, and Money Moicano stepping in. The man wants nothing but money, and he's getting his title shot. It's crazy. We haven't seen anything like this, and it's been a long time. But what are your initial thoughts?
I mean, I feel like every Makhachev fight now, there's some wrong happening with it. At least the last, the Dustin Poirier one went on fine, but the Charles Oliveira pulled out. We got Volkanovski in because of that. Moicano's a guy I never give enough respect to. Every one of these fights, I'm always picking against him, saying that it's the train's about to end. But he got through Jalen Turner surprisingly. He got through Drew Dober. What was his last one that he got through? Benoit Saint-Denis. That was really surprising to me. But I feel like Makhachev has to destroy him in a round, right?
That's the thought. I mean, not to spoil anything, but the betting lines, you see him right now, DraftKings minus 1,000 for Makhachev, plus 750 coming back on the other side. Is there any interest in the Moicano bet here? I mean, he was training for a fight, but
he was. I mean, last time he came in short notice, he went all 5 rounds with RDA, right?
But RDA, that was not a great
not
fight
a good performance. He got beat up that fight.
Yeah.
He got beat up that fight. I don't see any money of mine going on Moicano. I think it's I think you're praying for something to happen there. I don't see it happening,
Yeah. I don't either. I texted Big Will. He was unavailable, but I got his thoughts. He kind of agrees with both of us. He said Makhachev round 1 or 2. If that's a playable number, maybe. He kind of likened this to Arman versus Joel Alvarez. He thinks the same thing is going to happen here. Obviously with Makhachev and Moicano, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see if any props drop. Obviously, minus 1,000, you don't really want to be playing that.
Not at all. Yeah. I mean, if you're playing big money on it, that could be. It's better than an investment. Makhachev's going to win the fight, so 1.1 odds, but.
We'll see. Well, assuming that happens, we're both picking him. Assuming that goes on and Makhachev wins, what do you think is next? Do you think they rebook him with Arman? Something else?
They got to give Arman a different person, right? Like he pulled out. He ruined this event. Charles Oliveira got the same treatment. He had to go and fight Arman because of it. So I think it's back of the line for Arman.
I don't know. I think I honestly wouldn't hate to see that fight again. Arman versus Charles for the.
It was a really close fight, right? Like
it was. I scored it for Charles, but I'm biased.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate seeing that again. Maybe get maybe 5 rounds this time. That would be nice.
That would be. Yeah, I think that could settle the debate that happened in the fight. Because it was the third round was really debatable as well as the first round.
Yeah, I was there live. Watching back, it definitely was a lot closer. Live it was something else, but hopefully we get to talk that again in the future. Some other news, obviously, we hope the best for Arman. Sounded like it kind of got worse overnight, and that's not a good thing for any human, let alone fighter.
It just started yesterday, right? Like his injury?
Yeah. Yeah, while cutting weight. It wasn't even during training.
Okay, that changed it a bit for me. I thought he was hiding it all week, and then he just decided to release it.
That'd be something else. But no, Some other news, the obviously Moicano is scheduled with Beneil Dariush on this card. Fourth fight from the top. That's being replaced by Jilton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. Do you agree with that? Would you have pulled something else up?
I mean, yeah, I think it could be a good fight. They both are pretty good on the ground, and it could be a sleeper fight. But I honestly I would have given it to like Peyton Talbot, Raoni Barcelos, or like Bogdan Guskov maybe as well, because I feel like those fights have a much better chance to have like a flash KO.
Yeah.
And that's what they want, right? They want the massive knockout to start the card. So the Jailton
Yeah.
Almeida one does have a chance to be a boring fight, to be like an ugly, like ground and like rolling around on the ground. Like it could be an ugly fight, is all I'm saying.
I think I don't think so. Will certainly does, but you'll have to go listen to our other podcast bringing that fight down.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned it, the Dariush fight is off. Dana said he's getting taken care of, and obviously, it's a fluid situation. If Moicano loses, which we're both kind of thinking, and maybe he's not banged up too bad, do you want to see that fight rebooked?
I think it would. I think it was going to be a really good fight. I thought it was going to go all 3 rounds, and I thought it would be a pretty good back and forth fight. But yeah, if Moicano's not too banged up, maybe. But do you think there's a chance Beneil gets put on a card like in a few weeks, maybe? Like, because I know they do that sometimes where they sit this guy because they had to pull his opponent, and then they put him on like the next pay-per-view or the next big event coming up. Think that's an opportunity.
I think that might be a play, especially if Moicano's injured, which if he's getting finished early, he probably needs some time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see how the main event plays out, and then we can kind of talk. I really like that Moicano Dariush fight, though.
Yeah.
Kind of perfect for seeing where both guys are. But I guess we'll have to see. That's more of a Sunday discussion.
Yes.
Yeah. Last but not least, how does this change how excited you are for the card? Your rating? Does it go up or down? Change at all?
I think it definitely takes a hit on the card, Like that main event was going to be a great fight. I thought if Arman was healthy and they both come in 100%, I thought that fight was going to be a really good back and forth 5-round fight. Like their first fight was. It wasn't a 5-rounder, but it was still an excellent fight.
Great fight.
I think it definitely has, like, it's taken a hit for sure. We lost a fight. We got a fight that's going to be faster. And it's just going to be a slaughter, I think. If it goes down how we all think it's going to go down, it's going to be a slaughter. So
yeah, it would be something else if he can pull that upset, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, Genie. Kind of a spur of the moment thing. We found out an hour ago. And yeah, well, what kind of, more importantly, people on this listen to this podcast might not know who you are, what you do, or where to find you.
So yeah, I post weekly prediction videos, breakdown videos, some other fun stuff as well. But I post that on my YouTube as well as TikTok. That might be going under soon, as well as Instagram. So yeah, you can find me on all 3 of those platforms. Just look up UFC Genie, and you'll find what you're looking for there. So
awesome. Well, thanks so much, Genie. And yeah, this is going to be quite
the Saturday.